There's honestly a certain satisfaction to when your opponent thinks that you're cheating. How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here, and welcome back to another Advanced Wars by Web replay commentary with a special guest this time. I have decided to challenge a top Advanced Wars by Web player. Please welcome Humita.
Hey man. Hey, but sorry, before we do the recording, I can barely see the
You can barely see
the game.
Oh,
like,
no. I'll swap it over. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Can you see this? Can you see this?
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's not what it's gonna look like. It's gonna.
Okay.
Right now, Humita's looking at my Streamlabs where the window is just like much smaller, so he can't really see. But yeah, some technical issues. Apparently, Parsec refuses to work again. So here we are with this slightly scuffed dual face cam setup, but it works out. I mean, yeah, we tested it. It works out. So, Humita, for anyone who may not have heard of you for some reason, could you let the viewers know who you are?
I'm just your average Advanced Wars by Web player.
Average.
I have a I have a YouTube channel and I make some videos, some replay analysis, and a few guides or tutorials, I guess, stuff like that.
Yeah, your recent ones.
Just some content.
Yeah, your recent ones have been really good. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below for you guys to check out. But for a long time I've always wanted to challenge Humita, and I decided to pick a map. I picked a tier, and we decided to play on the map that I have never played before. And I think Humita said that he's played this once a long time ago. The map here is called Frostleaf. Two big features about Frostleaf is your bases are surrounded by many rivers, so you're going to have some trouble traversing with infantry to get some of the properties. The vehicles will have to go around on the sides to get to either front you choose. There is a forward airport, and the second biggest feature is that there is a black boat on one front where you can transport infantry to try to get these properties. Comm towers aren't very contested from my experience. It's a fairly big map. Air units are definitely going to have an easier time getting past all the rivers and all the turns that ground vehicles are going to have to make. What do you think about this map, Humita?
I think it's a very interesting map. Just where the airport is, the one that's like very much more forward.
Oh yeah.
That one's like super. That's a very strong airport.
Oh my god.
And that one is kind of like determines your strong side, in my opinion. Like, it definitely does determine your strong side.
Yeah.
The other airport though is nice because it goes like quicker to the HQ side, sort of. But you could also go to the other side.
Yeah, this airport. This forward airport doesn't nullify this back one. It can go either direction. It's very flexible.
Yeah. I know. I think there's a lot of options. You have the black boat, so you can send the infantry and mechs really fast to that one side. They have that little mountain to have vision, have a little bit of defense. But that airport is very strong. So like going into that side, you have to be very cautious and bring lots of anti-airs if you want to like push into the other player's airport side, pretty much, or you're gonna get copter swarmed.
Yeah. This airport is like, when I first saw this map, I couldn't believe that this airport was here, and I was just like, why? Like, it's like this feels like a super strong airport. Like,
yeah,
I think at least it like determines what your strong side would most likely be if you were to play this map. Anything you dislike about this map?
Nothing necessarily.
Yeah, I think this map is fine. Just a lot of traversing, like a little bit of a forest here from these bases. But once you get past all that, then everything should be fine for you.
I think the only thing is that there isn't anything in the corners really. Like there's the two sides to fight for. Like the two sides where you fight for some cities, but there's nothing like in the corners, which some maps will have. Some like very far off city in the very corner of the map or something. Instead, there's that little forest.
You can get you can put an artillery to like lock this city or transport a missile and lock the airport.
That's literally something that I had thought about.
You actually thought I kind of did too, but I didn't think it was worth it. Considering it's fog, so obviously you can't see the other side.
It takes like forever, you know, 5 turns or something to get there.
Another thing I noticed is that the black boat actually has 2 spots where you can drop off your units. There's like this little spot here that's closer to the HQ, and there's like shoals up here that's more closer to the more contested properties. So you have options with this black boat.
Yeah, and also if you have a +1 transport movement CO, like you get to the other shoal and using the port. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 for a black boat, right?
Yeah, but from the port it would take you 8. So then it not only resupplies, but also it's 1 turn away from the base for infantry.
Or maybe we're talking about landers, because I think landers from the port cannot reach the mountain where the shoal is. So landers would only have like 1 option for this more HQ side. Unless you put it on the shoal, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, but you can't drop off 2 vehicles. You can only drop off an infantry and a vehicle. It's a very interesting mountain. It gives you vision, but it also prevents you from putting down 2 vehicles if you're too far back.
It kind of forces you to like not have that as your strong side, sort of, you know, because of that little mountain.
Sort of.
You can still drop off 1 vehicle and then another one the next turn.
Yeah,
but it's not as nice, definitely.
And if you want to get vehicles through the HQ side, they're gonna have to weave around through all this just to try to get through here. So if you want vehicles on the HQ side, then a lander is a potential strength for you to work with.
Yeah.
Alright, so enough about the map. I mentioned that we decided to have a tier 4 match, and the CO matchup is, I guess mine is more basic, and we could say Humita's is more interesting, and I do have a couple things to say about Jess. I would say the other way
around, actually.
Really? I think you have the more interesting CO.
I feel like everyone's picking Jess these days.
Oh my god. We'll get to Jess. But first, I am very simple adder, no passive at all, and has very cheap powers for 2 stars. Gets +1 movement on all his units for 5 stars. Gets +5 movement for not +5 movement. That would be insane. +2 movement for 5 stars. It can come into play with the transports here, that I can be able to like make myself move 1 space further. Another reason I picked Adder was because mechs are pretty strong when you have a lander, so when a recon tries to come and harass your units, a mech can move 3 or 4 spaces, get that kill. Also, double airports, especially this very forward airport, allows me to have my air units just reach enough to hit certain units. That is my main reasons why I have decided to play Adder. Just mech play, transport play, and copter play as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like, that's like the Adder gameplay for sure. You know, infantry mechs and copters.
Yep. And transports.
And you'll see a lot of them here.
Oh yeah, you will. So now, walk us through your reasoning behind Jess, Mr. Humita.
Oh, it's just because Jess is pretty good in fog, but I guess more specifically, like in the last few fog maps that have been in the rotation, just like very big maps with a lot of income, and so like over 20k or something, and so it's very easy to get a neo tank, and then maybe in 3 turns you get another neo tank and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like this map you could have either, you know, you can have Adder or Jess. I feel like maybe Adder is even better because of the very strong airports, and just because of the black boat, you get all those infantry and mechs much quicker into position on the other side. So you can see a lot of play there with Adder, maybe Cole. So Jess is kind of like gonna fall back, I guess, in the beginning.
I was considering Cole a little bit here.
Yeah, with extra firepower sometimes is nice.
Yeah, the firepower is nice. So my take on Jess, I do have a couple things to say about Jess. I used to only play Jess on base light maps where there were less infantry, so that weakness is kind of doesn't matter that much. I feel like I thought Jess would be like a more aggressive CO. So yeah, Advanced Wars by Web has Advanced Wars 2 Jess, not Advanced Wars Dual Strike Jess, or else that she would be like maybe tier 2 or tier 1, if that was the case. But what I like about Jess is that one on a map with a comm tower, it kind of negates Jess's infantry and air unit weakness, but it also gives her vehicles 20%, which is a guarantee to hit KO on cities against same unit types. Infantry,
Yeah.
not just infantry, but if the infantry had 20%, 2 infantry can guarantee kill an infantry on the city. Tanks, the same thing. It's 100%. But without a comm tower, Jess really struggles. And this is just a hot take from me. It's not personally. I think it's not because her infantry and copters are weaker. I just think that the 10% on her tanks is not enough of a strength to make Jess very viable. What do you think?
I mean, she's very viable for sure. The thing is that she gets the firepower. The thing is not the day-to-days. You know, the day-to-day powers in tier 4 are like nothing. It's like they're very basic. But the thing that stands out are the powers. And so with Jess, like you get more firepower on your power and on your superpower, and plus movement.
Yeah.
But you can get it on every type of terrain, and so usually you want to be, you know, hitting with your tanks or your neo tanks or whatever from a city or from a forest or stuff like that with high defense, and you can do that with Jess and get that extra like 40% or 50% firepower and like demolish tanks in one blow, which you can't do that with like Adder or even Jake. You know, Jake has to do it from planes, and so gets the firepower from planes, but also loses like all like the defense, and so can get slapped back on the next turn. So it's very tricky. So that's something that Jess has, that she can pack a punch by standing on a city as well. So that's really good.
Yeah, I do have to admit, and I didn't mention it earlier, that I do believe Jess has really amazing powers. Movement plus a damage boost outside of the default plus 10% attack that my adder is gonna get. I really like those kinds of powers. That's why I think Max is fun, is because of his powers. And I'm really glad that you mentioned Jake and terrain here, because I have, and also like income as well, because I have my 3 points as to why I would pick Jess on a map, excluding the comm towers, because one comm tower is pretty common. My 3 points for picking Jess would be high income, not many planes. That would negate Jake's strength, and not many good spots for air units, which would be like Adder or Cole if you want to put him into the mix. If there is not many planes, no good terrain for copters, and high income, those would be the 3 points that I would look at if I would want to pick Jess.
I guess I would just always default to Jess, and unless I see that there's a very strong like airports kind of thing.
That's
like, because if the airports are very strong, then that means that air units are gonna be very predominant. Like say airports are in this case like very forward, so they'll be hitting in 1 turn, maybe 2, but like 1 or 1.5 turns. Then that makes Adder really good, because an Adder gets his power like, you know, every other turn. So
yeah.
That means that in the early game, or like in the first few fights that you're gonna have, you can have a lot of copters from Adder, and then all of a sudden get a power and boom boom boom, get a lot of, you know, hits. And just as copters, they're not that good. Like they never get any firepower or any movement boost, and so they can still hit a copter and like cancel them out, you know, like leave them at 3 or something, so that they don't hit your tanks anymore. But that's it. Like that's all that they're gonna be able to do, and they can also help out taking out tanks. But you want to, when you get your powers with Jess, if you only have copters, then you get your power, and you it's gonna be useless. You want to have tanks and anti-airs and recons and neo tanks with Jess, so that when you use up your power, you blow them, you know, you destroy them in 1 turn.
Yeah, Jess has pretty insane firepower for a tier 4. We're not going to count Grim, just because Grim. Alright, so anything else you want to add before we get this replay started?
I think we can go ahead.
Alright, so
Yeah.
Humita doesn't have parsec control, but we'll make this work. So, first off with me, I decided to port my black boat immediately because I want this infantry to go for more contested properties as soon as I can. I believe you do the same thing. Yep, you put it on the port. And my first infantry decides to go for, it can go for either these two, and then it can go for those two later. Nothing too interesting with it, like the first 2 or 3 turns because of, you know, infantry. Unless someone decides to build a recon on day 3, which I was sort of considering, because I was sort of considering it because I felt that a day 3 recon should be able to get some harassment off of the transport side that you have, but I had another opening in mind, actually. So I noticed that this infantry here, instead of going for the city, goes for the airport immediately.
Yeah, I went to get the T-copter as well.
Oh yeah, T-copter is amazing on this map.
It's just because whenever there's a very big map, I like to go for transports, either T-copter or APC.
Yeah. Do you think the rivers just gives you the... I kind of thought the rivers was just an illusion that makes this map look big, but when you look at it, yeah, it's just a lot of tiles that you have to go through. And
yeah, it's just like how long the tanks will get to, you know, it'll take them like 3 or 4 turns to get to the front lines, no? So you can use a T-copter to speed up a lot of cities.
Okay, so you went for the airport, unlike me, the port, unlike me, where I still have it neutral. And you actually get the airport before me, and now I decide to go for this port, give it a little fuel boost, and then this infantry can go here and get that, and artillery.
You're making artillery interesting.
Yeah, I think the reason I went artillery was because I wanted to save my my 1k for a build the next turn. Also, I kind of wanted to, like, you know, be a little less predictable, where I'm just like not building recons or tanks. I wanted it to be like a little bit of a surprise. Let's see how effective it becomes. So you had the transport idea, and as you see, I have 8k, transports are 5k, and I have 3 bases. So that is pretty much the only reason why I built an artillery. So I decided to just transport it over here to get this city, and immediately my T-copter gets a little bit of a boost. Oh crap, that's
yeah, I think you speed up a city.
Yeah, this speeds up the city because it like pretty much ignores this river tile. Like it technically has full movement because of this transport copter. I used to hate boosting because of like how un-vanilla it was, but now I absolutely love it. It's even made me like consider building transports in non-advanced wars by web games where they don't have boosting.
Oh, like in Tiny Wars?
Yeah, like Tiny Wars, and like even in War Room, and although that's AI,
yeah,
it does make me like appreciate transports a lot more, even though they don't have the boosting ability. So
yeah, for sure.
Let's see what I do here. I go for those 2 cities, and I only move it up a little bit. It does allow me to get these 3 cities, and I am also able to transport this infantry much closer to the front lines. So it looks like it didn't really do a whole lot, but it's going to do something the next turn.
No, it is.
And my
as long as it's speeding up a city every turn, it's like really good.
Yep. And my black boat is on 14 fuel. Yours is on the port on 27.
They don't have a lot of fuel. I don't know why. They only have like 60.
Oh, they do look very small in comparison to other other vehicles.
They have a small engine or a small fuel tank.
Yeah, they do. So your first vehicle out is a tank.
Yeah. Usually when you do a transport opener, the suggested is to like follow it up with a tank.
Okay.
So as to like stop any recon harassment or something.
So yeah, I built this artillery before the T-copter. You have any disagreement to this? Because I only built it to prevent myself from base skipping.
You could have just done another infantry if you wanted.
Okay.
And just because right now it's kind of blind, you know, it has nothing to shoot at.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But I guess you can get it into position quicker, but maybe it's a little bit too soon. Maybe it could have been a recon, get some vision or something.
Okay.
Some harassment. I think it was fine.
So I get my 1 infantry up towards that other side, and I build a mech. Oh yeah, the mech, not spam, but the mech usage is gonna start. And I build it on the turn that the transport is away, so next turn it can move in range. So tank is starting to move up. See where you take this transport copter.
I think I go for the comm tower, yeah.
Go for the comm tower.
It's really nice. I think you could actually argue to do 2 T-copters. Like I was strongly considering doing a second T-copter.
Yeah, I heard.
Before my first tank.
I've heard how strong 2 T-copters were on this map. But like, it might seem a little crazy, but I can see the strength here. So
nah, but I can definitely see it. There's so many rivers and stuff. You can speed up so many captures.
So something a little interesting to me. You build a recon on this base. Where it could have been an infantry and then maybe get like a double boost. Was this a mistake on your end, or did you have a plan for this?
Oh no, I just wanted to send the recon to the bottom front.
Okay,
I just send the tank and the recon to the bottom.
Get the lander front, gotcha.
Yeah.
So very tiny boost. Get the boost, and I'm able to get that city because wow.
Very nice.
Yep. I kind of forgot what I did for the opener, but wow, I'm like kind of impressed with myself, honestly.
It's good. The T-copter is insane.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the artillery not followed up by a recon. It has no vision to shoot anything, and this tank, although it has 3 vision,
it's like too early.
It is way too early. So an infantry was definitely a possibility, and I could have built a tank maybe the next turn. But I decided to go for an early copter as well because of how insane they are going past the rivers.
Yeah, I also made a copter.
Yeah, we made a copter.
We have 2 copters.
Technically on the same turn. Well, you before me, but we had adjacent turns where we built the T-copter. So, were you surprised by any of this that you see?
No, I wasn't surprised. Like I was capturing the same cities on my side, so it's kind of expected. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit of vision.
Okay, all right.
Maybe see what your capture phase was looking like.
All right, now it looks like you're starting to send vehicles down at the bottom here, and your copter. So looks like you're gonna make the black boat side your stronger side.
Yeah, I think I went for the tank first on the top side, just to like secure that side a little bit, just to get the comm tower and prevent any harassment. But then I was gonna like invest heavily on the bottom, on the black boat side instead.
I think I make a mistake with my T-copter this turn. First, I'm gonna put the mech up there. I think my mistake was not putting an infantry in range of this city here. I think I was like trying to wall because I was expecting something, but I don't know why. Like this infantry can go here and capture the comm tower. Had I moved this out just a little more, then this could have captured the city here. So that's a small mistake on my end.
That's fine.
Yeah. Hopefully I redeem myself. Now I build the recon because I'm like, oh shoot, I'm blind. And I go for the anti-air because I'm like, yeah, copters are pretty strong. I know you're Jess, but copters are just too strong to go to either front, so that's why I built that anti-air.
The recons here are super vital. Like it's, the fronts are pretty big, and it's so important to have these recons out there to get vision. Because there's no mountains either. Like it's really, like besides the one that's like next to the HQ.
There's only 4 mountains.
Yeah.
There's one close to the HQ and one that kind of half blocks you.
Yeah, that one's not even for vision.
It's not even for vision. It's just a nuisance. Reminds me of the mountain on Settles the Still Waters as well. It just stops you so much. Oh
yeah.
What is this copy moving here?
Let's see. Oh, I guess just like defensively, kind of in the middle. It's covering the infantry in the city and the bottom, and then
that is fair. Right, so another anti-air on the map that's coming from your side.
Yeah.
And a tank.
Yeah, we're doing like the same builds.
Yeah.
Except for the mechs.
Yeah. So this infantry definitely could have gone for the city, but because of how strong this airport was, I just wanted to get that. So the mechs are moving very slowly. I'm just putting myself in a protective position to make sure my mechs don't get first struck. And I see the city here and do like a funny little wall here. So if you try to attack, if you try to attack anything, you're gonna get hit by an artillery. Unless you had something magically like go around and hit me here, then make me pretty sad and maybe not want to make a video about this game.
Although it'd be very overextended though. I would never do that.
Yeah. But trust me, this is you guys will like this game. So double transport coming from your side here. See if like speed it up a little bit. So recon gets a little bit of information here.
Artorigold in the middle is nice though.
Yeah, it is nice.
Those little silos or the forest give you so much vision.
Yeah, but there's nothing to
fight. You need like front switching.
There's nothing to fight for in the middle though.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it a bad
map.
I
know, it's just like control of the vision and like knowing if the other one is sending units from one side to the other.
Yeah.
That's super important. And so that's exactly what I'm doing actually right now. I'm sending all of my stuff from the top to the bottom. I'm shifting everything to the bottom.
And here it is. Yeah. Day 11. This mother trucker goes for a lander. And you can kind of see how in sync this lander is when he starts shifting all of his units towards the bottom side.
So my thing was, I already finished capturing the cities that I wanted to have. Like we both have, our cities. We're done with the capture phase. Well, so now I want to shift everything to the bottom.
I'm like 99% done. I could have been done already, but that one misstep. But you're not gonna interrupt this capture.
Yeah, no, that one's yours.
Yeah. So I pull the transport back to get some more boosts, and more mechs come into play. I think if I wasn't Adder, I probably wouldn't do something like this. Like I wanted to play Sammy, but Sammy is banned in tier 3. Something I could have gone for this city right here, but I just tried to be patient, just move up a little more until I have like more infantry in range to like make a more secure capture or death ball, whatever it turns out to be. So looks like the even income for both of us is 24. If we were to split evenly, the equal income between the two players is 24. Barely enough to get Neo Tank and 2 infantry. Unless I'm misremembering something. Neo Tanks are 22,
no,
right?
Yeah, it's enough.
Okay,
it's Neo Tank and 2 infantry.
How did I forget this? Oh man,
you play too much Days of Ruin.
Days of Ruin. There are no Neo tanks in Days of Ruin.
There are no Neo tanks there.
there are 12k medium tanks and 16k war tanks, which is like a hybrid of a Mega and a Neo. Yeah. So I just get a little bit of information, and I try to get the city. It's honestly, looking at this now, it's super flimsy how this like little quote-unquote wall is.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, those forests. If you could have gotten control of the forest where I'm sitting at, it would have been really good.
It would have been really hard, yeah, because you can't hit two sides with a forest, because you need one side to reveal and then another to take it out. Unless you like have a Jess power infantry in the forest, and then you can just maybe
or
one shot
or an anti-air. I think an anti-air one shots.
Yeah, that's why I meant anti-air. I don't think so. I'll put it up on the screen, but I feel like definitely with like maybe a power with Jess, anti-air can like one shot infantry on forests. All right, so let's see how you engage here. So this 6 HP infantry still does its job and 2-hit KOs the infantry here. You have to use a copter because you're Jess. And
it's a roll actually. I think that's so bad. The copter infantry is a roll.
So I got unlucky here.
Well, I guess I got lucky.
I got unlucky. You know how much this hurt me when I saw this? I was just like, ooh. Like a part of me felt like I already lost because this was my first vehicle and it did jack. Now this artillery.
Let me check if it's a roll because I might be. So copter does 52 and then
infantry.
And infantry and at 5. Oh, it is a roll. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a pretty good roll. Like it's a pretty safe roll.
It's okay. I got you. All right, we're back, guys and gals. Humita just checked, and yeah, you said it's a safe roll, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty safe roll.
It's a pretty safe roll.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's it's more likely to happen, but still this hurts. Refueling the lander. What I like about Black Boat lander combo is that you can have the lander next to the port, and then the black boat can go to the port, refuel the lander. Next turn, that black boat is getting refueled, so you have to never worry about fuel for both of your transports.
Yeah.
A little cute little boost with the lander. Yeah. We're getting lander boosts now.
Yeah, there's lander boosts.
Oh man, transport galore.
But you see all my infantry shifting from the top down to the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm sending everything to the bottom.
And I'm like, there's the first Neo tank. Jess loves those. So honestly, I think I went for the attack when I went for the city capture here, and then everything just showed up. I was like, wait, Humita, why is everything on this front? I was expecting you to be heavy over here, but you're heavy down here. I'm like, why are you here, Humita? Okay, so I do something. I don't know if I had to do this. I think I was. We were playing for fun, first of all, and I was playing a bit fast. Yeah. I think here, I was trying to get a higher chance, so I sacrificed both my infantry to try to get a 2-hit KO here. So that does 6, and the tank here gets the kill. Yeah. So I guess I'll just throw the calculations in if copter and tank itself could get a 2-hit KO. If not, then if not, then maybe one infantry.
I'm pretty sure that yeah, just sacking one infantry, I think it's almost a guarantee. I've seen players do that a lot.
Okay, and
so yeah, that was a good call.
I could not reach with the Oh man, I only got my power because I hit the copter. If I had the power if I had the power a little sooner, I'm definitely popping that. But
I think you're fine doing that though, using your copter to attack my copter, and that's like your strong side, so you're gonna be pumping out copters all the time.
Yeah, and I'm like, I also go for the city capture here because what I want to do is that I wanted to present simultaneous threats. See, like maybe you don't want a tank to hit. You want this tank to hit another tank, but if you use that, then you won't interrupt the capture. So like maybe you'd have to use a 7k tank to attack a 1k unit, which when it could have done more damage to possibly another tank. So that's why I was making this capture here, just presenting multiple simultaneous threats.
Yeah, no, and it's actually good because all my infantry are kind of like out of position. They're like still coming from the top.
So
and they can't reach. Oh yeah.
The very reason I built this bomber is because I know that Humita is Jess. And I know Jess loves Neo-tanks. And what's a good unit to counter Neo-tanks? Bombers. And you guys and gals will soon see if this bomber ever does anything. It's up to you, but no spoilers, Humita. We'll see. So So I have this transport now back here to like boost the mech up this side now. I have 3 mechs on this side, and I'm pretty okay
you
with
have
it.
so many infantries and mechs on that part.
Is it?
Which I had no idea. I had no vision of anything on that side.
Is this too many infantry on my weak side? I'm scared of these 3 cities. Okay, maybe this one and this one, but I'm very scared to lose these 3 cities. So is this too many infantry?
I think maybe you needed a little more vision. Maybe get a recon there, because you have like 10 units there, and I have 4. So you're scared of something that isn't even there.
I should have maybe done something, because I'm considering.
Or you could have just charged in also.
Considering that you had like all your units on the transport side here, but I didn't want to make the mistake where you attack on all fronts at once, and then when that happens, then what do you do? So, Humita, please walk me through your actions this turn. 2 HP Copter goes for this hit. What's up with that?
I think it was to guarantee the Copter kill, because I go with my Copter then.
I see.
But I think this turn was not a good turn from me. I think I get too greedy.
I see.
I go for some attacks. Let's see. Pretty sure it was. Yeah, and I actually wanted to use that Copter on the one that I left at 8. I was gonna use it to finish that one off, but I forgot.
I see.
Because I saw the other Copter and I just went.
It gives you information that there are 2.5 Copters now. I guess 2 Copters on this front. So yeah, it's
But this is a very I should have never done this attack that I did. Just like charging into your stuff, into your airport side before my Neo tank arrives.
I think
with your power charge.
I think when I saw this, I was like, what the hell? Like, why is he so aggressive? What does he have back there? Oh my god, Fog of War. It's like, we were talking earlier about like how Humita has like a lot of standard games, but yeah, in standard it's nice that you see everything, but that means you have to calculate everything. You can see your opponent, but your opponent sees you. In Fog, you know that your opponent can't see you to a certain degree, but yeah, that is. I was looking at this, I was just like, what does he have back there? Oh my god, what does he have back there? So I had enough for my super, and I actually decided to pop my super because I want this bomber to come out and be able to reach certain units here. Oh yeah, and that's the first thing I do. The bomber,
the tank
hits the tank, which frees up the spot for the anti-air here. I get a little bit of chip damage with the artillery, so my artillery is actually doing work, and I'm pretty happy for it. I get the engagement here. I wanted to find a way. I wanted to find a way to move this out the way, so I could just kill your vision on my front right here. And I go for a joint cap, which puts me at full and allows me to capture if I choose to, and you don't damage my unit there.
Artillery.
Oh man, poor artillery. How's it feel, Humita?
Look at my forces. They're like completely crippled. I have 2 recons and a 6-8.
And look at this. And look at this. But does it want to move in? No, it does not want to move in. So unknown to me, this bomber is kind of putting into effect. It's not directly attacking a Neo tank, but your Neo tank is scared of it.
Yeah.
And you have like 1 anti-air here, but what other units do you have to like break this ball to reach my bomber?
Yeah, and I mean you have 1 bomber and 2 copters and possibly more copters, and that you need like more than 1 anti-air. You need 2 or 3 or more anti-airs. Okay. You're gonna be making air units every single turn from that airport.
I was considering, like I was trying to shift some infantry down to, help support this front. Oh yeah, man, look at that. That is so disgusting. It just goes straight to the airport here. So I am now 6 units ahead. Possibly we'll get the city. 6 units ahead. No, wait, is that 6 units ahead? Yeah, 6 units ahead. About 30k in army value ahead as well. And
yeah, that thing you had was like super strong, and it was also my mistake to push in so deep. And now I have nothing to do. Like I can't really attack because I have nothing to attack.
Yeah.
So I had to do the sad decision of pulling back and not use my super.
Well, you chose to come to this run, so. I mean, like you decided to come to the front with a very forward airport.
I know.
I thought you were gonna build a T-copter this turn.
Oh.
That would have.
I just needed more units.
Yeah, okay, I see.
But I need a lot of anti-air. Like I knew that I couldn't keep charging in without more.
I was afraid of not building it. That's why I built 2 tanks last turn. I was afraid of not building enough tanks because, like, a whole team of anti-air are going to slaughter a whole team of copters. So I finally get the city. Now I have the income lead, but I think I wanted more. I got my eyes on this one here, but unfortunately I cannot do exactly that because you hit my artillery here. I do a little joint cap.
Well, you can still capture the city. You know?
I can still capture
start
this.
a fight.
Yeah, but I don't know what's in there. Would I want to? No. Why?
Well, yeah.
Or maybe I did.
Do you not start capturing?
Okay, now I start capturing it.
Yeah, you do.
But I don't do like a full protection around it.
I would have been very surprised if you didn't start that capture.
Oh, okay, I see. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, Jess probably has a Neo tank. I got a bomber. I'll just build my own Neo tank. and just air units are weak, so if they build a bomber, haha, yay me. But yeah, this without like a Sammy or Drake boost, you cannot park your lander here and put vehicle. It would have to be here. That's like a designated lander spot. Just a little further back, but still with your army. And yeah, I would have loved an artillery back there, just so I could kill a healthy artillery, just so I could kill, capture, maybe join, and yeah, just like heavily deter you from moving in anymore. And you're just balling up again.
Yep, I just need more vehicles. I just need to wait for a good turn and hold my super, and that's kind of what I was trying to do. But I didn't want to give you the city for free, also. Like,
it's kind of fun how like our ideas of this battle is like you have your big army here, my big army here. The 2 big armies are just clashing.
Yeah.
So I didn't see this Neo tank yet, but I get a little bit of a join cap, 5-6, get like, what is it, 100 in return. I guess that
it forces me to attack with 2 units on that infantry to stop the city.
Yep. So now I'm like balling up a little bit. I saw the anti-air, so I was just like, oh man, when he pops that super, he's probably just gonna plow through.
I was looking for that bomber. I was like,
I know you were looking for that.
I'm gonna chase that bomber down.
Don't do this to me, Humita. I know you wanted that bomber. Okay. Let's see here. So this is like a very underrated thing that I love to do with anti-air, just to wall break. Sometimes I build 2 anti-air if there's like maybe 1 copter, because wall breaking with an anti-air is just so powerful. When you break a wall, you can just do so much after that.
It's just sometimes you don't have enough tiles, Like, for example, there I only had 3 tiles to attack.
Yeah.
And so like 2 are for infantry to take out 1 infantry, and then I needed an anti-air. Like, I needed something to one-shot the other one, so then I could do the recon infantry to kill the one on the city.
Yeah,
it's just the amount of tiles. You're very limited.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Really good at that. That's exactly why I like anti-air, just to only occupy 1 tile to break through the wall.
Yeah. And those tanks get the little boosty on the lander every turn.
Every turn, very very adorable. Anti-air recon tank, and yeah, just a lot of shuffling around. I still don't see your Neo tank. Pretty.
Well, I got my artillery pointing at the city so that you couldn't capture it safely anymore.
Oh man, I was pretty hurt by this. But I tried to make a workaround. Oh man, this. I thought this would one shot, but no, it did not one shot. I was hoping this would one shot because then I have.
Does it?
Then I can put a unit here. My bomber's behind another unit, and I can hit that artillery, but I have to loop around this little, what do you even call this, infantry pillar? It's not a wall, but it's like still, I have to loop around it. So yeah, I
hit my artillery.
I think I'm a little.
My poor artillery.
Honestly, I don't
think my artillery got any shots out. You just been hitting it.
Yeah, I do another weird thing here where I sacrifice another infantry which I think allowed me to get this 2-hit KO here.
Yeah.
I looked at the calculator, and I don't think Copter Mech would have killed this tank. I needed like
It's
maybe
the same as.
same
It's
as
the
what
same
you did
damage as
earlier.
a tank.
Oh, same damage as a tank. Okay, but yeah, I didn't see any like. I didn't see that it would kill, or maybe it would be like a roll, and I didn't want to risk the roll. If I had my power, then I'd do this without the infantry sacrifice. I just occupied a city, just try to get some information, and
You still don't see my Neo, which is really funny.
yeah, I think this
It's just sitting there.
yeah, I think this was a little greedy of me because
Really?
I should have perhaps considered that you definitely could hit these tanks. You have 2 tiles here, kill this tank, anti-air comes in, and my bomber would just... What did it even hit? It hit an 8 HP tank, and it did 9 damage to an anti-air. I don't think that's worth it. That's like a little over half.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It also deterred the Neo tank. But I think, yeah, maybe having the
is-
bomber to wait for a Neo tank
Yeah,
would have been better.
yeah. And if that happened, then
I
this
got my
Neo...
super ready.
If that happened, this Neo tank would never come out. So I do something a little interesting here. I move it 1 tile less. So because it was refueling on the airport, if I move it 1 tile less, it can go back all the way here and continue boosting my mechs and infantry.
Oh,
So that's why I didn't move all the way. It made it to a plains tile anyway, so it can... It's just like 1 less movement, but it's definitely faster than this base just trying to walk through these river tiles.
and if you would have had a recon on your black boat side, you could have like really pushed. You go for my comm tower and stuff. You had so many units.
Yeah, maybe recon, or maybe even a tank.
Still like
So-
something for vision, yeah.
The overdrive.
Yes.
Jess powers are actually good. We made that clear. So, ouch.
Here go the anti-air.
Okay. Ouch. Oof.
Look at that. Look at that. It's just so
Ouch. Ouch.
And there goes the bomber.
That hurt a lot. You're trying to do the same shenanigans. I see you. You're trying to do the same thing I'm doing.
Look at-
Ow.
Oh, one shots the mag.
One shots the mag. Takes no
That's
retaliation.
beautiful.
Ouch. Now you're not gonna sack over that recon. You can't even sack because I don't even think it dies. There's the
And
anti-air. Well,
I
what's
started using
even
the
in-
other?
Oh,
I started using the other shot. Oh, there's a tank in there.
there's a tank in there. Oh, that's your fault, man.
But it's just like
Hey.
I decided to start using the other shoal just because it gets units closer. Because on the other one, it's like 1 turn too far away because of the little forest.
There.
So I didn't like it. I started using the other shoal to get them closer.
So,
Oh
what,
yeah.
what
I got a little
what
bit
was your reaction?
impatient.
What was your reaction when you saw this?
I literally like I had been so patiently waiting on that side, like very defensively, and then I was like, you know, let's just see what happens. And I sent the recon to kill that infantry, and I saw all those units. I was like, oof.
At least you saw one mech.
How,
You don't
how do
see the
have
other-
so many units.
I'm happy you don't see the other two, but yeah.
I was like,
Atta-
okay,
attack-
yeah, I clearly can't push on this side.
Attacking on all fronts, Humita? Huh? We were talking about this.
Hey, there's nothing wrong about attacking on all fronts.
Is there?
Yeah, there's top players that do it. So.
Okay, because like whenever I do it, I get punished.
Well, it's just you have to do it like more methodically.
I see.
Uh,
Oh yeah, here's an interesting thing about Adder. Because his power is less than half compared to the super, you can actually use side slip consecutively on your turns and not have to worry about the 20% cost increase, because you will still have more than enough meter to use your other side slip. So that's another thing I like about Adder that I forgot to mention. But yeah, now I was surprised I hit at 2 HP. I genuinely was. I didn't expect it to kill at 2 HP, even with 20%, but hey, it did the thing. So I hit. This is effectively an HQ because you have like 40 defense on that. So
yeah, you don't get the kill.
I don't get the kill, but my other mechs will come in and will.
There's like so many units.
Yeah,
There.
it'll gladly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it'll gladly hit anything else if you put it on the city. So yeah. So now yeah, this is what I tried to do, what I mentioned earlier. I'm pulling back on this front while moving up on that front. Although there's nothing really to move up with. Oh no, wait. I wanted to check something. Oh yeah, when I saw the lander, I was screaming at you. I was like, no wonder you can fight on this front because you just had. I'm like, you must have a lander if you're gonna fight on this front, and I was exactly right. So, oh man. Oh, also another thing I noticed, this lander can still go back the next turn. It just needs to make a boost, and then it can go back. Because unloading.
Yeah,
is a free
it just
action.
goes on the shoulder.
Yeah, unloading is a free action. It's just that this tank cannot attack anything now, but you're in a pretty good position where this tank doesn't need to attack. I actually did something very similar on my round 5 game. I did a practice game on my round 5 for the Smacky Cup. I think it was like Serpent's Lair or something. Yeah, there was a lander spot that can only drop off one unit because I think a pipe seam was next to it. So what I did was that I unloaded, and then I remembered unloading was free, so I moved that first infantry, unloaded my second infantry, and then it can go back in time.
Yeah.
Man,
Wait, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why did you use the power this turn if you ended up pulling back from the right side?
I think the power was for the kill on the mech. I wanted
just the +10 firepower?
Just the +10 firepower. I think that was exactly why. Right. And I was maybe considering. I thought you had something here, but I could have maybe tried to check for it. Like I could have maybe gotten a 3-hit kill and then occupy something on the city, but I guess it was just like indecision at the time, and yeah, it just did not work out well.
You saw the button and you wanted to click it.
I guess. I'm usually not like that. Like I know sometimes when like Kindle players in Fog, they would pop the power just because they get it. I don't pop Urban Blight with Kindle just to deal 3 damage on what I can't see. I pop Urban Blight as Kindle if I like get an attack from the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little tip for anyone who like plays Kindle. Yeah, I just don't pop it blindly. I just use whatever I have on a city. I get that nice 80%. And I built this lander because I thought it wouldn't hurt me. That like we both built a lander, so you were kind of, I don't want to say behind on 12k because this lander has obviously gotten its value, but I thought I could do the same thing with no repercussion.
I mean, kind of. Like if you use it, then it's gonna get its value. But if you don't use it, then it's 12k behind for sure.
We'll see how good this lander is. Now I'm doing the same thing. I'm hiding my Neo tank because I'm hoping you move in and I hit you with my Neo tank. I lost my bomber.
Yeah,
so
you have more Neo tanks than I do.
Oh, yeah, right now, yeah. But my like flying Neo tank was taken down. Like flying Neo. Is it not a flying Neo tank?
I think it's better than.
Oh yeah, it is. It is much better. Yeah. Now you're trying to recapture this city, and I want to maintain my income lead, and I was hoping that would like slowly over time, like I can take advantage of this 2k income, and like 23k, you have to base skip if you want to build a Neo tank. So I guess that's why I wanted to keep that. Do I keep it though? Okay, so I get a little bit of vision. Yeah, I get that hit, and I get that kill, and I just move the tank up. I'm like kind of baiting you into trying to attack this.
I think I saw your Neo tank because I had my recon in that forest and I saw it slip around. Yeah, I saw a Neo tank. So I knew you had a Neo tank there. At least one of them.
The element of surprise is gone now. So okay, just one tank so far. It's like, how much movement did this give?
You can see. You see how many units you have on the top. You could have gone so much more aggressive.
Okay, so I just want to count real quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this lander gave a tank plus 15 movement. If that's anything, if that's worth 12k. If that's, please, I hope that's worth 12k. My artillery is at 8 HP, but I don't want to put it like an 8 HP artillery does not feel good compared to a full HP artillery.
It's still strong though.
Yeah,
it still like takes half a tank.
Yeah, and I was like walling up because I was just, I build artillery because I'm walling up, and I was just like, yeah, see if I could like just hold on to the city, and yeah, you were comfortable in that engagement.
Well, that's like exactly where my lander was dropping units.
Yeah.
Well, so I was like pretty comfortable with just like, sitting there, waiting for my artillery to be back at full health.
And I kind of thought like this side would be easier to take because you would most likely have vehicles coming from over here, which is much further. Like this is further than over here if you were to have vehicles over here. So I thought I had a chance to fight on the edges, but the lander makes it a bit more easier for you.
Yeah, it's literally like 2 turns. Like I got those, that anti-air got into the lander and it's dropping off, or I guess the artillery, artillery. The very next turn. So that's like super nice.
Yep.
Super fast.
We're on day 20, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot has happened in this game.
It was a long game.
It is a very long game. Okay, so I make another boost, and I go for my side slip. I don't do it consecutively, if I recall correctly. But yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna get information, see if I can try to punish this engagement. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of fuel. 18 fuel. So I hit that recon because I don't want your vision to be there. And to my surprise, this kills again. I think you might have had some chip damage that you did that made me comfortable with that kind of hit. And yeah, I don't know if this was as effective as capturing this city here. Trying to, like I said, trying to create multiple threats. And taking advantage of like 20% hit, and I'm actually getting a couple kills actually. Oh, now I'm capturing 2 cities. There we go. That's what I like to see. Now I have 2 cities for you to try to consider interrupting. Well, I have many other units here. I got 4 copters, and you got everything that could kill it.
Yeah, you have a lot of units. You have 2 neo tanks, 2 artillery, 4 copters.
I know, but as soon as I saw 3 anti-airs, I looked at these guys, and I'm just like, you guys suck now. It's just like I don't care that I have 4 copters. The fact that you have 3 anti-airs here just made these feel significantly worse for me.
Yeah.
But they're in the back and they can like still, do some damage. So I'm like, some of you are gonna die, but I'm gonna make sure it kind of gets worth it. Also, it's kind of a sad thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had like a power, then this one can go on the port and put vehicles here. I wanted to try to do that. Double transport, double T-copter. I think I was gonna
when you're going for an attack and making a T-copter.
I'm thinking over time, I have the income advantage. Over time, I'm gonna make it work. And yeah, oh yeah, Jess stuff. Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jess stuff. Oh, not my artillery. Your artillery hits my recon.
I didn't have vision, so now I see the other artillery. I think, yeah.
No. Turbocharge.
Oh, and I get turbocharge.
No.
What happens now?
No.
Oh, I go for the copter.
Okay, so it does do a 1-hit kill. Okay. No. It's not like you didn't have 2 tiles to attack from. You just wanted this to be free to attack this. So you essentially did have 1 tile. But
yeah, I have 1 tile and then 2 for the one in the city.
No. Can't even kill with an 8 HP infantry. Just
I think I think it wasn't guaranteed.
What a fun character Jess is.
But I think it was like 39, 34, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to take that, but my artillery, no, my tank, no. You're moving up.
So yeah, the 2 artillery are gone. But you still have 2 neo tanks and 3 copters.
Yeah, do I even have my power? I don't even think I can hit that neo tank is the issue.
Well, you also got no charge from this because you have your power up.
Also, see how not worthless, but see how much weaker these copters are now because of all the anti-airs that you built. I was very worried that you would just spam anti-air, and I should have expected that. I was thinking that you would do it, and I just didn't. I just played like you wouldn't do it. Oh, funny how you back up because you're like, yeah, that's like.
No, you know, wait. Actually, I was like, okay, I need to do something on the left side because
You need to do something
I'm getting impatient. And I sent another recon, and I see you have like twice as many units you had the last time. I was like, how does this guy have so many units on this side? What's going on?
And I'm fighting on the bottom side.
I was like, how? This dude has like 6 units on the field or something.
Transports, baby. Oh man, if I don't get my power, then this recon is actually no. I got a tank. Okay, so I get that hit first, and oh, I'm sad. I'm so sad. I should have made like maybe a tank sacrifice or something.
Yeah, I think that is not a like that's on a road, you know, like
yeah. You also have 10 defense, so it's essentially a plane. Oh no, I moved too fast. I had this infantry and I had this tank. I possibly could have done it, but
by sucking 2 units, I'm not sure if it's worth it though.
I'm not sure.
You're already
I can hit this anti-air, but then there's another anti-air here, so it doesn't even matter. So the mech comes in, boom, and this is these mechs are really benefiting from Adder's bonus here. I put this here because even if you reveal it, then you can't do anything to it unless you kill this. But artillery back to healing. Oh man, plus 10% defense. It's so annoying. This is why I like.
Yeah, it's also like the lack of firepower boost from I don't know his power speed. It doesn't get anything but plus 10.
It doesn't, and this is why I like. This is why I hate fighting like Sasha in tier 1 because just like she just gets 100% income. It's just like no, every other turn she's Von Bolt every other turn, and I hate it. She's essentially Von Bolt. It's like every time. Like, I am less annoyed by the fact that I don't have my meter, because I'm most likely playing Hawk. I'm not going to get my power anyways. I usually get it around turn 20, but it just feels... But the plus 10% defense is what ticks me off even more when it comes to, like, fighting COs with powers. I probably could have made a comm tower threat, but you had a copter here, and
he had so many units. That's like... 15 units?
I was gonna bring 1, 5, 8, 10, 13 units, yeah. I was thinking about bringing this anti-air towards the top because it's close to your airport here, but I was like, no.
That would have been smart.
I was like, no, this side needs help. So, now day 22.
You actually have the unit count and unit value lead and income lead?
Oh, I do, to my surprise, but let's see what happens here. It's actually a good engagement. It's like you come out on top, although you are Jess and you are in a forest, but it's still a good engagement.
I think that the thing here that I was happy about is that I saw 3 copters and I had 3 anti-airs I could take out.
Yeah. Remember what I said earlier, how quickly those copters would just fall when it just comes up with an army of anti-air.
It's like so much value in just one turn.
Exactly. So what you said earlier about all the numbers on the top right of the screen doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
it's just like one shot. 27k.
Yeah. One shots with no counter attack.
Exactly, nothing of value was lost.
I just ignored your Neo tanks pretty much. So I just attacked everything else instead of getting scared by the Neo tanks. I just killed everything else that was there.
Yeah, that's a small issue when it comes to tech ups because a Neo tank by itself can't do anything. So it's like the argument of, would you rather have 2 tanks or would you rather have 1 medium tank? A slight cost difference, but when you think about how many things you can actively do that turn, like if you have a medium tank and you have 2 enemy tanks, that medium tank is just gonna heavily damage, like cripple 1 tank, but then the other tank can run away full health scot-free, compared to 2 tanks where they can each get a first strike on those 2 tanks and you're ahead. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's also just like having more units. You get you have more options available for attacks.
Yeah,
and you also have more options to defend. from attacks. You know, you use units as blockers, so you force the Neo tank to have to attack infantry or stuff like that, instead of like actual viable units.
Yeah, so that's why you don't see top players just spamming Neo tanks, unless it's high funds. But
this is high funds.
but
even then, it's not on the
I don't play high funds, so I wouldn't know. High funds.
It's fun. It's fun.
High funds.
It's high fun.
High funds is scary. High. That is not fun. Have you seen my game? Have you seen my game versus JJ?
Oh yeah. I saw
that was not
the
fun.
video.
That was not fun. no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It was very complicated.
It was very complicated, but not gonna lie, it was fun playing against JJ. I just joined it for fun and some tournament experience. Now is not the time to ignore my Neo tanks, because you took out my Neo tank, and you have another one at 4 HP in a forest, which is most likely going to survive a regular tank hit. So you have that second one just in idle, like loading or something like that.
Well, the one in the back is the one that pretty much killed your Neo tank, and it's sitting on a city, so it has a lot of defense. But like right now, my composition is very finally balanced. Like it's what I wanted to have with Jess, and it took me a really long time to have like Neo tanks, a lot of anti-airs, a few artillery, and like a couple of tanks.
Yeah,
which I was kind of low on, so I was building more. But
what I like about this side here is that you have copters and I have nothing.
I could have just attacked.
Nothing to attack.
Maybe he has an anti-air.
Which
I just had no interest in attacking.
Well, which isn't bad if you're being cautious of everything. Which is what makes you a good player, but I guess you just like overestimated me. Also, where's your recons? Where are your recons? Where are your recons?
Well, I've been sending them to death every day.
exactly. And when have you been doing that? With attacking on both fronts, Humita? Huh? I'm just kidding. But yeah, they both died because they just coincidentally died because you just like pushed on both fronts. And
I still got vision. Yeah, they got vision, and it's like
and here I'm like finally starting.
Black.
I pulled these here. I'm like finally starting to like get some units towards this side here because this desperately needs help.
Yeah, you have like too many on the left, and those could go and shift to the other side.
Yeah, it's like like trying to figure out what you want to put on your weak side is definitely something, because you could have a tank chain, but then you break the tank chain by sending one tank to the other side, and it's probably not going to hit anything. Yeah, it's just something I'm just like always trying to figure out. Yeah. Learning how to manage my weak side is very tricky. At least in my level, it feels very tricky. And ouch. Oh dear.
2 copter kills.
2 copter kills.
Oh, I get overdrive.
An overdrive. Okay, so yeah, that kills.
Nice.
No surprise. That kills because that's normal. It's an artillery range, so maybe I can get a. Wow, this 4 HP Neo tank is still getting value. Holy crap.
It's getting work, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's like, maybe I can get my other artillery to like hopefully shoot at this Neo tank. Yeah, and no. Oh my god, that is.
The other one, that little tank.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly.
The full move,
The overdrive movement. This is Jess powers is really good. Jess powers are amazing. It's like it's like anyone who like struggles to play with Jess, just remember that she has really good powers.
Imagine if I had a missile and I could put it in the forest right now. I was like thinking about that.
You were thinking about it. I would have,
because I had like the perfect wall right now.
if you built a missile, I would have cried.
That was literally my plan, like to secure that corner and then make a missile so I could take out your airport. And then I could like go for your comm tower and stuff,
Yep. So day 25, this has been a long game. So I just go for this hit, and I go for that hit, infantry engagement, mech hit, and I go for the Sidewinder, +2 movement, just 2 HP. Yay! I killed the Neo tank. Yay!
Oh, you
but
go for the
I killed the Neo tank, but I can't go for the artillery and the Neo tank at the same time. I'm hoping this would do it. No, this will not do it. I cannot hit your Neo tank. Your Neo tank's gonna hit me. You have an artillery that can hit this tank. That was just like, oh crap. I was just like, let's just get us. Let me attack on 2 fronts. Exactly. Let me do that. Get as much vision as I can. I'm getting information off of this. and I finally used my powers to like get this infantry on that lander, and it can boost all the way over here. I build a fighter and I resign. This was, yeah, I knew I lost this game at this point. Oh man, that was a fun one though. A lot of action.
It was a
lot of action was happening here. So just pulling up both the skills here. I used 5 powers in total. You used 3, but your powers are better than mine. Honestly, joined a couple of units. I think this was for the capture. This was
you made a fighter? Oh,
I made a fight. Yeah, just like last turn fighter.
Yeah,
yeah. Where's the property thing? I think it's just like, yeah, just kind of,
yeah. A little bit.
It's confusing to read both graphs with both graphs up. All right, so
what I really liked about this match is how we had like completely different like approaches or different like strategies, you know, like they were completely different and they like clashed onto each other.
Yeah, it's like it was really fun having both of our strong sides just on the same side with their own with their own strengths and weaknesses, and it just played down to like one big clash. It's like League of Legends, where for some reason there's like the support on like the bottom lane for both teams, and you know it's just like multiple units down there. It's a bad comparison. So
I have no idea about LoL. So
I don't know much about LoL too. But what do you think I could have improved on in this game, or like what could have prevented me from getting this loss?
I think probably one of the first things that I noticed was that you had a lot of stuff on the weak side. Like you had a lot of units there, and you could have maybe like, if you were gonna play very defensively and like not attack at all, you could have just had less units and invest the other units to go to the strong side. But if you want to have more units, you can go maybe for like a little bit of a push. You know, like every now and then maybe send an infantry here and see, oh, is a comm tower? Maybe can I threaten the comm tower? Maybe like start a little fight or something. Once you have enough of a force, you can do that. You can attack on both fronts. Like don't be afraid to do it. There's a lot of top players that do that too. You know, Go7 and Shadower. They're well known for doing that.
Okay.
They don't like to do the death ball like we just did. The whole like, oh, I'm just gonna attack on one side.
I see.
They like to have like little fights here and there, and they like kind of like, you know, they see if they can get something out of this fight, and if not, they just pull back, and then maybe they wait for next turn, and they kind of take it like that. You know, they have like small objectives.
Yeah, that's
very well.
That reminds me of Go7 did a replay commentary where he was playing Stalingrad against Master of Math, and I know this game because I edited the audio for him, the music, and he showed a screenshot of Master of Math. He just saw all these units on both fronts, and he's like, what the hell? It feels like you're cheating. How do you have this many units on one side, this many units on the other side? So you basically just had the exact same reaction that Master of Math had going up against Go7. It's just like a lot of units on the top, a lot of units on the bottom. He's like, are you cheating? How do you have this many? So
man, I swear, the second time that I sent the recon on the left side, and I saw that many units, I was mad. Like I was literally mad. I was like, this guy is cheating. Like he has like a 5th base or something. How the hell he has so many infantry? I was like I was doing such a good job on the bottom. I was like, okay, I must have been like, you know, I did something good now. I can do something on the left. No,
you cannot do anything on the left. I think I was also like maybe I was expecting too much from you, because I feel like with everything I had on this top side here, if you were to do 3 simultaneous captures on all these cities, that would have been enough. But would you do, or like what's the likeliness of you trying to do 3 captures at once on my weak side? So that might be something that if I considered, I'd probably invest much less on my weak side there.
Yeah, it's kind of a gamble. No, you have to like decide how
Fog
much you
is
want
always
to
a
invest
gamble.
into defending your weak side, so that like, because the less that you invest on it, it means the more you can invest on your strong side. but it's like a balance, no? Because you also don't want to have nothing on your weak side that so that your cities fall for free. You want to offer some kind of resistance, but I think you can also, invest a little bit more than the bare minimum to like also try to just to like poke around, and maybe threaten a com tower cap, city cap here. That
Yeah.
could have been really interesting. Plus, with the powers of Adder, you could have like gotten a lot of infantry
Oh
kills
yeah, definitely.
and
No,
force like a tank or something to attack, and then get a mech to attack the tank, stuff like that.
yeah, I think this was in your intermediate guide for Advanced Wars, and this was something I did before I watched your video. Infantry just standing in range to capture your enemy properties. They're just that threat is always there. It's just
Yeah,
1K, but if you just have them close enough, it forces you to invest a unit in range to interrupt that capture, which could, in a way, have more value because like maybe a recon is in range of that city. That's 4K that just wants to lurk around that city when it could have done something else. And if that recon's not there, that city is yours. And
yeah,
especially with Adder getting movement bonuses on his foot soldiers as well, I have more flexibility doing that 5 or 6 tiles away.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like with the with the Adder powers, you can get infantry that have +1 movement and extra firepower. You can get to like you can snipe all the infantries that are defending,
Oh yeah.
and then it's like, okay, now they have to use vehicles, and then you have your little mechs there like pointing, ready to to
it's
shoot
like,
at the tanks or
it's like
whatever.
yeah. Come hit my guy. Come hit my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question for you. I had like a two income lead. Should I have been more stally?
I don't think so. No, I
Okay.
think because if you let it stall, you see what happened when in the bottom when we started to like kind of like shake hands and like build up our armies. That's when I was able to get the nice Jess composition of
Yeah.
the neo tanks and like many anti-airs and tanks. Like get all the vehicle numbers that I needed in an area where it took a really long time to get those vehicles going, and you could have maybe exploited more air units.
Yeah.
I think there was just like a few fights maybe that were a little bit disfavorable for you, but it's just like little tactics of maybe putting the unit here or something like that, like or maybe trying to go for one city instead of trying to go for three at the same time, like like kind of like death ball for one city instead of like spreading out too thin to go for many cities at the same time, and then uh, just it just enables the other one to attack you more effectively, which I think is what happened in the first super.
Okay.
I think you got a little bit like impatient or
Oh
something
my god.
with the
Yeah.
bomber and
Oh
everything,
yeah.
and
That
trying to
bomb.
go
That
to the
bomber
first city. And
didn't. That bomber didn't get to hit a neo tank. So its intended value never even happened. It just made you hide your neo tank. Then it just eventually came out and did all the work once the bomber was gone.
yeah, your neos also did a lot of work. Like you had two neo tanks and they killed a lot of units too.
Yeah. But when I
It's
but
just I feel like if you had more infantry from your weak side onto the strong side, it would have been really really strong for you. Because just having more units, you would have had more blockers and more infantry killing my infantry, and just forcing much more fights that would be on your favor.
yeah. Also, I feel like I kind of put a little too much on copters. Like I should have mixed in some tanks so those tanks would deter your
Mm.
anti-air. Maybe, unless you're just like, you know what, you just kill a copter, you get the value done. Yeah, I feel like I was like spamming so many copters because yeah, I'm adder. Of course, I want my air units to just get that mobility where terrain doesn't even matter to it. Just
Yeah,
maximum
and
value,
the
just
airport
hitting.
is right there
Yeah,
too.
and that's why I like kept spamming so many copters. And I mentioned that you had the possibility of having so many anti-airs, and when all that was there, I was like, okay, these copters are now glass cannons. They cannot do. They can only get like one hit or they die.
Yeah, the other thing that you could have done, I mean, this applies for any map scenario where you have like a lot of copters, and this is something that Starflash does a lot.
Okay.
He'll start copter spamming. He'll have like 4 or 5 copters,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like there, you're like waiting, to attack. And instead of
Unseen.
sending all 5 copters, what?
Oh, like it's like, is this a fog where they can't see the
Yeah,
copter?
yeah, in fog. So you're like in
Okay.
fog,
Okay.
you just have a lot of copters.
Mm-hmm.
and you know the other one will have anti-airs. You know, maybe they have 1, 2, or 3, but you don't know how many. And so what Starflash
Oh,
will do, he'll send like one copter at a time or two copters at a
okay,
time,
okay.
just enough so that the other one has to show the anti-airs,
Hmm.
and then you're able to take out those anti-airs.
And then you
And
can
to
just
replenish,
a second
and
wave of
yeah,
copters. Ah, I see now.
exactly.
I see
And
now.
once you take out like 2 or 3 anti-airs in a row, it's like, okay, now it's copter time.
Now it's
And you
copter
just
time.
flood
Exactly.
with all your copters, you
Yeah.
know? Because replenishing anti-airs takes so long, and it's such an investment because you would rather make a tank instead of an anti-air.
Yeah.
And so killing anti-airs is super valuable for your copters to just go crazy.
I also kind of want to take back what I said about stalling because I definitely felt like if there was a CO in this matchup that is stronger in the late game, it was definitely Jess instead of Adder. So I kind of take
Yeah,
back what I said about stalling. I'm just not used to aggression. Like I like the more late game COs, but you know I had the more aggressive CO according to the matchup here, or what I felt like
yeah,
should be how the matchup should be played. I'm
yeah,
just not that
definitely.
used to aggression. But
You like to like stall more, like once you get them
I do
going.
like to stall more. So yeah,
Mm.
Hawk, Drake, maybe Andy. What other tiers are there?
Yeah, like Rachel.
Eagle, Sammy. Oh,
Yeah,
Rachel. No,
you.
I don't like Rachel that much.
You like Rachel.
I don't like Rachel that much.
Well, I mean, also this
I
map.
use Lucky Lass. I use Lucky Lass.
No, I mean
I
it's fine. Look, that is good.
I've no the only time I've had a covering fire work was against Fluffy because I know Fluffy likes his artillery, so I counterpicked him by picking Rachel in a small tournament game, and it worked out. But other times I use Lucky Lass a lot, so
Yeah,
Rachel's just not my kind of seal.
yeah. Also, like this map is pretty big and pretty high income, so stalling,
Rachel here
you know,
wouldn't
like
work.
it's pretty decent to stall out and build up your army value and
Oh
get
yeah,
those neo
definitely,
tanks or big units out.
definitely. All right,
Yeah,
so Humita, thank you again for having
thank
this
you, man.
collab with me. Oh my god, this game was so fun. It
Yeah, it
really was.
was.
Even though there were times where I was just like, I need to take it slow. Let me use the move planner. It was still very
Oh, I
fun.
used it. Don't
Oh
worry.
yeah, I used it too. And despite this loss, I kind of resigned this game with a smile on my face because holy crap, there were some turns where I actually felt really good about myself. Like
Yeah,
I feel like I've improved from this game
you were actually winning. There was that one turn when you first showed your bomber.
with
That
the
was super
super.
strong.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and you use your super, and I couldn't attack. Like I had nothing. I had to like pull back and just like hope for something magical to happen to come back because like I was
And
literally losing at that point.
there you go. It just happens. So
And sometimes it can happen. Yeah.
yes, yeah, stuff like this can happen. So Humita, where can my viewers find you?
Just on YouTube, the Humida channel.
Yeah, replay commentaries. Recently had a series on a guide for Advanced Wars by Web.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great tips. I do recommend first time players to watch his videos. There are other channels that show you how to use the website, but Humita showed you how you should effectively play Advanced Wars by Web. All right,
Thanks,
so
man.
yeah, no problem. It's like you deserve all the support and for all the work that you've been putting in your recent videos. All right, guys and
Thanks,
gals,
man.
this was Tier 4 Frostleaf, Adder versus Jess. A game that made it to 25 turns, 3 bases, double airport, transport shenanigans. Yeah, a lot of fun things just happened in this game, and I hope this was entertaining for you all. Guys and gals, I am Advanced Warrior. You can say your
Oh, I'm Humida.
that was on purpose. And you all have our warmest regards. Please take care. Goodbye.
Bye.